Good afternoon, everyone. This is Eileen Claassen. I am looking at advertisements this afternoon for the grade 9s. You have already started with advertisements, so we are just continuing from there. It is 2:15, so we can start immediately. All right. The first question is, what is the purpose of advertisements? Why do people advertise? First of all, when you advertise, you want to inform people, you want to remind them, and you want to persuade them to take action. Now, what action do you want them to take? If you advertise a product, then you want them to buy. That is the action. You want them to buy the product, or you want to persuade them to make use of the service that is being advertised. So those people that are informed, reminded, and persuaded, those people are the target audience. But we will deal with the word target audience in the next slide. So it's important. That is the purpose of advertising. You advertise to actually persuade people to go into action, to either buy a product, to just remind them of a brand name so that they remember and they go and buy it. Or if you have a service that you are advertising, that people will make use of your service. Right, the next one is now the target audience. You always see that word in the examination, and it's asked every time, who is the target audience? Now, what is the target audience? Who and what is that? First of all, it is a specific group or a selected group of people that will be most likely to be interested in the product or service that is advertised. So if you are, you have a business and you are selling, like Coca-Cola, you are selling Cokes. So you must now, when you advertise or before you make an advertisement, you must decide who is your target audience, who are you going to aim the advertisement at, because that's going to influence how people will see the advertisement or whether it will interest them. So companies must know their target audience before making an advertisement, because it must cater for that specific group of people. So in other words, an example, if you advertise the newest cell phone, who will you most likely be your target audience? Obviously, people who can afford cell phones, people who use cell phones. So it's a wide target audience, but you normally target people who can afford it. In other words, people working people. So then you must know, what are they interested in? What will interest them? What will make them look at your advertisement? What will catch their attention? And then you make your advertisement. So when you are asked about the target audience of the advertisement, you look at the advertisement and you will then see who is the target audience in an exam. Right, let us use this one. This is now Huggies. Huggies is being advertised. It says dermatologist approved. Huggies Skin Essentials help protect against rash, against the top 2 causes of rash. 100% up to 100% leak proof. You've got 44 diapers, number 5, and there you have the little cute baby on the bed sitting there. Now, if you have to look at your target audience for Huggies, obviously it's going to be mothers, or yes, mothers who have children or babies who are still wearing nappies. So that is how, when you look at that, you can immediately see who is the target audience, because men over 60 is definitely not going to be interested to buy Huggies. Mothers with small children, that will be your target audience. So keep in mind the Huggies advertisement. How do we now identify the target audience? First of all, we look at the advertisement and identify the target audience by looking at what is advertised. Immediately, that's one of the clues. What's advertised? Huggies, babies, moms. So there you know it must be mothers with small babies. So we see there, it is Huggies. So who will be the target audience? Obviously, mothers of babies wearing nappies or wearing diapers. So it's not difficult to identify your target audience, but always remember, when you answer the question, you must be very specific, not people or everybody. That is not an answer. Right. Okay, let me just move on a little bit. Sorry. Yikes. There we go. Right. Now, do you think the advertisement will convince mothers to buy Huggies? So if you look at that advertisement, do you think it will be convincing? If you think about it, yes, it is going to be. Why? How? How will it convince mothers? If you look at the advertisement, immediately the baby will catch their attention. They are mothers. If you look at nappy rash, 100% leak proof. So the information given will attract mothers immediately. So that has to do with your target audience. So we now know the purpose. You want to get people into action to buy or to use a service that you advertise. Your target audience is the specific people or consumers that you want to buy your product or use your service. Now, there are many persuasive techniques. That is the last part that we need to get to. So when you look at an advertisement, it must immediately have something that will catch your attention. So the people who make advertisements make use of a variety of persuasive techniques to persuade people to actually go in and buy their product. So what persuasive techniques can be used by advertisers to persuade people to buy a certain buy a product or use a certain service? The first thing there, logos. If you look at those two logos, it is well known. It is associated immediately with a product. So using logos immediately attracts a person's attention. Because if we look at the first one, yes, that's the captain, Kentucky, KFC. So by just looking at the logo, the well-known logo, you immediately know what the product is that will be advertised. And if you look at Kentucky Fried Chicken, if you want to advertise that, who's going to be your target audience? Obviously, that is a wide audience. People who are hungry and love to buy chicken, that would be a target audience. Then, if you look at the second one, immediately when you look at that, you know it's Puma Takis, sneakers. If you see the correct tick, and you immediately you know that is what, just do it. Then you know, you immediately see the logo, and you associate it with a certain brand name or a certain product. So the use of logos is a very well used or widely used persuasive technique. The second one, slogans, catchphrases. You once again, if you see that, you immediately associate that with a specific product. Just do it, Nike. It's finger licking good, KFC. The M, I'm loving it. That is McDonald's, the Coke one. So the first one is using logos that we recognize. The second one is using slogans, catchphrases that we know, and we immediately associate a specific product with that. Then the next persuasive technique is the use of emotive language or persuasive language. So if you, for example, name a product and you say white diamonds, immediately it has this ring of status and money to it. So that is immediately playing on your needs and your desires or your emotions. There where they said, it's brilliant, it's excellent, it's the number one. That is emotive language. So all those adjectives and adverbs that are used, playing on people's emotions, that has an effect. And then in exams, we don't have color, but color can also play a role. If you look at the setting of a specific advertisement, what is on the foreground, what is on the background. So the most important information will be on the foreground so that you see it immediately. So all these different techniques They make use of alliteration and assonance, sometimes satire, exaggeration. Millions of people use this product. Sometimes maybe it could be, but that exaggeration can also be used as an emotive type of language to convince people to buy a specific product or to make use of a service. Right, the next one, different fonts can be used. So by using different fonts, immediately the advertiser attracts our attention to a specific fact. So first of all, bold print, capital letters, and then also italics can be used. So the different fonts can actually also be used to attract our attention to certain aspects that the advertiser wants us to basically look at and make sure that he pays attention. Say, for example, if you have those little stars and it says, buy one, get one free. So that immediately can also be used to attract attention to that aspect. And it makes you think, aha, if I buy two, then I'm going to get one free, that type of thing deals. So all these different techniques are used by advertisers to make sure that their product is advertised and that people take note of their product. All right, and the last one there is the play on our needs and desires. We all have needs and desires. So basically the advertiser plays on your needs and desires, things like your need for status. In other words, if you see this red Ferrari with this guy using a specific deodorant, immediately they say, okay, if I use that deodorant, maybe I'm also going to get a Ferrari sometime. Security and love. So our needs and our desires are actually exploited sometimes, one can say, by advertisers to make sure that we become interested, and it prompts us to go and buy a specific product. So by targeting people's needs and desires, they are persuaded to take action. For example, security. There's the trolley door, and this big steel ball is banged into the trolley door and still stands. Yes, if I buy a trolley door, nobody will be able to get into my home. So all these techniques are used to work on our emotions and make us want to buy a specific product. Right, time is nearly up, so I'm only left with saying thank you for tuning in and listening. I hope that you have learned something and that you will be able to use this when you write your examination in June. Thank you, and please remember to complete the attendance register. It is really, really important that every single person and schools that are tuned in actually fill in or complete the attendance register. Thank you very much. I will speak to you again. Thank you.